Centuries of struggle. The legacy of slavery and segregation. America, a nation founded on ideals of liberty and justice. Yet, its history is marred by the brutal reality of slavery and the enduring legacy of racial discrimination. For centuries, African Americans endured the horrors of forced labor, denied basic human rights. Families were torn apart, lives were treated as mere commodities. The Civil War brought an end to slavery, but the fight for equality was far from over. Jim Crow laws emerged, enforcing segregation and perpetuating a system of oppression. African Americans faced discrimination in every aspect of life, from education and housing to voting and employment. The civil rights movement of the 20th century marked a turning point. Courageous men and women, through peaceful protests and acts of defiance, challenged the status quo. They faced brutal resistance, enduring violence and imprisonment in their pursuit of justice. The Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 were landmark victories. They outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. These acts represented significant progress, but the struggle for true equality continues. A nation built by immigrants, yet haunted by xenophobia. America, a nation built by immigrants, has a complex and often contradictory relationship with newcomers. Throughout its history, waves of immigrants have arrived on its shores, seeking opportunity and a better life. Yet, their arrival has often been met with suspicion, fear, and outright hostility. The early 20th century witnessed a surge in immigration from Southern and Eastern Europe. These new arrivals faced discrimination and prejudice, often portrayed as a threat to American culture and jobs. Laws were enacted to restrict immigration, driven by nativist sentiments. During World War II, fear and prejudice reached a horrifying peak with the internment of Japanese Americans. Deemed a threat to national security solely based on their ancestry, thousands were unjustly incarcerated. The latter half of the century saw a shift in immigration patterns, with a rise in arrivals from Latin America and Asia. This new wave of immigrants has faced its own set of challenges, including language barriers, economic disparities, and cultural misunderstandings. Intertwined destinies. Shared challenges on the path to equality. The struggles faced by African Americans and immigrants are deeply interconnected. Both groups have endured systemic discrimination and prejudice, encountering barriers to opportunity and full participation in American society. Their experiences, while distinct, share common threads of resilience, resistance, and the pursuit of justice. The fight for civil rights in the 20th century brought together activists from various backgrounds, united in their demand for equality and an end to discrimination. They recognized the interconnectedness of their struggles, understanding that injustice anywhere threatens justice everywhere. Today, both communities continue to face challenges. Racial profiling, economic inequality, and access to quality education and healthcare remain pressing concerns. The fight for comprehensive immigration reform and an end to mass incarceration are crucial battles in the ongoing struggle for justice. The resurgence of nativism, echoes of a troubled past. In recent years, there has been a resurgence of nativist rhetoric and policies, echoing a dark chapter in American history. The rise of anti-immigrant sentiment, fueled by economic anxiety and racial prejudice, has led to the demonization of newcomers and calls for stricter border control measures. The separation of families at the US-Mexico border, a policy widely condemned as inhumane, stands as a stark reminder of the human cost of such policies. The targeting of Muslim communities through travel bans and heightened surveillance evokes memories of past injustices based on fear and prejudice. The resurgence of nativism poses a threat not only to immigrants, but to the very fabric of American society. It undermines the values of diversity, inclusion, and the contributions of immigrants throughout history. Make America Great Again. A promise, but for whom? The slogan, "Make America Great Again," has become a rallying cry for a segment of American society. It evokes a longing for a bygone era, often perceived as a time of greater prosperity, security, and cultural homogeneity. However, the question remains: what time frame does this slogan refer to, and for whom was America truly great? For African Americans and many immigrants, the past holds painful memories of slavery, segregation, and discrimination. The greatness of America has often come at the expense of their ancestors, who endured hardship and injustice in the pursuit of a better future for generations to come. The promise of America has always resided in its potential, in the aspiration to create a more just and equitable society for all its citizens. Achieving this vision requires acknowledging the complexities of history, confronting the legacy of injustice, and working towards a future where the ideals of liberty and equality are truly realized for everyone.